Now, just going back to that best of 7 series, what were your impressions of that and memories of that entire feud with Magnum and Nikita? Do you remember that very well?
I'll tell you what, they had some great matches. You know, when I was in Mid-South, you know, a couple years before that, Magnum was down there. And the one thing about being in the Mid-South territory is Bill Watts was the promoter, and he was a teacher, and he was incredible. And you made the long trips, you had the long matches, and you really learned how to wrestle correctly. So by the time Magnum got up to Charlotte, Magnum was already a real professional. And now at this time, Nikita, from being in tags with Ivan and myself and being in single matches, and now he's spent his time. Now Nikita has really gotten to be, you know, a real good wrestler. So you get Magnum, who's the leader of the deal, and Nikita coming up, and this now Nikita really learned wrestling with Magnum too. So they started having some really, really good matches, and it was a perfect feud. Here's Nikita Koloff, the Russian Nightmare, against the young Magnum TA. I mean, it was just a perfect match. You know, I was really good friends with Magnum. I love Magnum, and when that happened, I couldn't believe it. I didn't find out till the next day, and I didn't know exactly how serious the injury was or anything, but you know, when I found out that was a career-ending accident, I knew it was going to affect the whole territory, because Magnum was one of the guys that they were giving the big push to. He was going to be the Ric Flair, the Ricky Steamboat. He was going to be that guy. And I knew, you know, with Nikita working the angles with Magnum, then it might have been my turn, and it might have been Ivan's turn. So it was really devastating to the whole territory, because when you're a heel, and if you're a good heel, you want to wrestle those guys. That's where the money matches are. So it did hurt, but you know, who cares about wrestling when something like that happens? I mean, that was, you know, a good friend of ours that got hurt, and his whole life was wrestling, and it ended, and that's really what you thought about. You know, he definitely had the fire, he had the look, he could work. He was definitely one of the guys that would have been, you know, the top 2, 3 guys in the territory. I mean, you know, Ric Flair and Dusty and Steamboat and, you know, Magnum. That was, you want to groom a guy like Magnum to be that guy that all the heels want to go against. And he was a great guy to wrestle too. You know, he didn't take advantage of you, and you'd have good matches with him. So, yeah, it was tough on the territory, but you know, the bottom line is like I was saying, you know, you're just one person, and there's a lot of other people that are going to come in and take your spot, and it's unfortunate that's what happens, but it does.